On Tuesday, January 15, 2008, voters will decide on the renewal of the Building and Site Sinking Fund. Michigan law allows school districts to ask voters for sinking fund dollars for the purpose of constructing, repairing, and remodeling school facilities. A sinking fund is a separate local revenue source for building upkeep, which allows districts to spend education dollars in the classroom. Districts use sinking funds because it makes economic sense. With sinking funds, there are no interest payments or borrowing costs. The sinking fund was originally proposed in January 2000 to address problems the district faced with aging buildings in need of major renovations. The sinking fund has previously been approved by voters in 2000 and renewed in 2004. The current sinking fund millage expires June 30, 2008. Voters are asked to renew the Building and Site Sinking Fund tax rate of 1.25 mils for another 4 years. If approved, the sinking fund would provide approximately $8 million in revenue over a 4-year period without a tax increase. Resident school tax rate will remain the same. At a November 13, 2007 Community Forum meeting, 3 volunteers agreed to co-chair the Sinking Fund Advisory Committee. The committee's purpose was to identify the needs of potential sinking fund projects, prioritize project proposals within 3 categories, and estimate project costs using data supplied by the construction manager. All school renovations and improvements would fit within the categories of health and safety, learning environment, and cost and energy effectiveness. In the 2 weeks following the November Community Forum, parent and staff groups at every school were asked to work with principals to develop a list of needs that could be accomplished with the renewal of the sinking fund. Health and safety improvements under consideration include emergency school and site lighting, moving school offices in some buildings for increased security, improving air handling and climate control systems in schools, and playground fencing. Learning environment suggestions include restroom renovations, replacing worn roofs, flooring, and carpeting. Plumbing upgrades are also recommended at several schools. The committee presented their recommendations to the Board of Education meeting on December 10, 2007. The board unanimously voted 7-0 to accept the recommendations of the Volunteer Citizens Group. If approved, sinking fund expenditures must follow stringent guidelines and cannot be used for furniture and equipment, technology equipment, salaries and benefits, school buses, or supplies. Acceptable uses for sinking fund dollars include construction or repair of school facilities, acquiring, developing, improving, and repairing sites, including parking lots, athletic fields and playgrounds, and site planning, architect, and construction fees. The current conditions of our schools vary with age. 6 of our 13 facilities are 50 years of age or older. Romeo Middle School is 80 years old. Recently, 195 parents from Powell Middle School signed a petition seeking upgrades and remodeling of the 34-year-old building. Powell has had classes canceled twice this school year due to water system breakdowns. Our school buildings and sites receive a total of 1.1 million individual visits by students and community members each year. Since July of 2000, Romeo Community Schools, sites, and facilities have benefited greatly from the sinking fund millage that was passed by voters. Since 2004, nearly 100 projects have been accomplished, including sidewalk replacements, heating and air systems, outside lighting improvements, fire safety upgrades, and remodeling at the high school community auditorium. Roofing replacements or repairs have also been completed. We have accomplished water and sewer pipe upgrades in 3 schools, and bathroom and floor repairs in nearly all schools. Other projects include parking lot upgrades and playground and school site improvements. This past summer, 35 projects were completed using sinking fund dollars. They included work on classrooms, band and choir rooms, damaged sidewalks, and drainage improvements. The high school practice facility and Barnabo Athletic Field also received extensive repairs and upgrades. The Building and Site Sinking Fund Renewal Proposal on the January 15, 2008 election ballot will not place any additional tax implications on voters. The proposal is to renew the current tax rate, which has been in place since 2000. The Sinking Fund Advisory Committee was co-chaired by 3 community volunteers, Dr. Gus Demas, Richard Rosenberg, and Phil Smith. The goals of the committee were clear: to establish a committee representing a cross-section of the district, identify projects that fit within the framework of the 3 categories, which are health and safety, learning environment, and cost and energy effectiveness. The Board of Education unanimously voted to approve the recommendations of the committee. Continued support of the Sinking Fund will provide the necessary funding to ensure the district continues to provide an environment that is safe for students, faculty, and staff, and conducive to student learning.